but it's a process to it. I need you to do me a favor. After you do this, I can show you how to do this. Can you just get me 2 sales this week? Well, I got you 1, so I'll get you 2. So, all right, cool. Goes out and gets me 2. Comes back. He's like, all right, Adam, you're supposed to teach me something now. What you got? I said, Dave, you're going to hate me. Well, I promise, I got something for you, brother. Can you give me 3 apps this week? He gets me exactly 3 apps. He could have got me 5. He could have got me exactly what we agreed on, 3 apps. Comes in the next week, he says, Adam, if you say I got to get you 4 weeks, we're going to have a problem. I say, I got good news. Not going to say it because you already did. Do me a favor, brother. I promise. No, dead ass. Now, when you come back after 4 apps, dead ass, I will have something for you. I promise. That's New York coming to me, right? Dead ass, right? I promise I'll have something for you. And I promise that after this week, you're going to like what I got to say. He goes, all right. He goes out and gets me exactly 4 applications. So he goes, now, you said you weren't going to tell me you weren't going to get a 5th. You said you had something for me. I said, I do, bro. I got a way to get someone who can't write a piece of business to write 10 sales a month. Do absolutely nothing different, but just fixing their mindset. Would you like to know how to do it? And he said, fuck you! And I didn't train him on anything to get better. It's just, when your head's not in the game, it's tough. It's really tough. And that's why guidance and coaching is so important. We think, I know how to sell, so then I'm going to go out and sell. And it's that simple. And there's so much more to the game. This business is probably 20% selling. So this 80% of this business has nothing to do with selling. You're going to find that as you get bigger and bigger, it becomes less and less about selling and so much more about caring for people, making sure everyone's taken care of, being a strong leader for them. Leading by example, not going out and writing business. That's not an example. I mean, that is an example, and a damn good one, and people like that. What I mean by an example of, if you do all the right things, premium will be there. And if you focus on premium, this is for the new ages, if you focus on premium, it ain't going to happen. If you focus on doing the right things, premium just naturally shows up. So everything that we're going to be going over today, a lot of the premise, we're closing this office today, right? And for good reason, because we're getting a bigger office. So it's a good thing, right? And we want to do a last training event before we close everything down. This is a nice way to say goodbye. And we actually thought we were, as we've said a couple of times, we are in the next phase of our development, right? So we have we have some solid agents writing 5,000 to 15,000. And now they're starting to duplicate and train. And now communication, organization, and culture will now be tested more now than ever. Every time we build a layer, that's when culture is tested. For a long time in my career, I was a $2 to $3 million a year shop. And the only reason why I was is because I couldn't build a culture that was scalable enough for the next level. Someone had to sit with me and teach me that. Someone who had a $20 million a year shop was nice enough to sit down and have several hours of conversations to teach me some of these things, And so this is our next phase. This is what we need to prepare for. So our studs that are doing it, you are at the point where you're writing premium comfortably, so it's no longer a big deal. So let's just focus on getting good at our craft, because writing premium is just kind of like breathing now, right? So now we have to get really good at setting up a scalable organization where there's tons of communication and nothing falls through the cracks. 99% of managers' issues is they spend time in the wrong things. And because most shops, and we're going to go over different shops too, most shops say, well, here's this big contract, you're a big organization, you should have it figured out, which eliminates the whole purpose of working with an IMO to leverage what they do, right? So in this IMO, you're going to be a big organization. We want to help you along the way with guidance and any resources that we can. Now, with that being said, I have a very good feeling on what my personality, who is it for and who is it not. So, if someone recruits, there are times when you recruit a big agency, and a lot of times I'll say, I'd rather work through you on this one than with you, I'm sure we probably have a situation like that. Now, we don't know, but it's a good guess. I never even met the person, but I've just been doing it for so long, like I know when to butt my head and when not to, you know what I mean? With that being said, we have more people to talk about. We have more people. Sorry. This shit is not going to start at 10 like you want it to. Really brief. If you're an AFOX, say who you are and what your next step you're hoping to learn.
I guess that's me.
Yeah, we'll go like this. Yeah.
Wendy Cadet, I'm with AFOX for about 2 months now. No, 2 months, great 2 months. And what I'm looking to learn is the communication and sitting with clients and figuring out the need and price condition.
Awesome. I'm glad that your goals had nothing to do with premium. Which, by the way, you've been here for 2 months, and how much did your team produce last week?
Greg is the number person.
Okay.
He's not here.
Okay. Well, how much did you do? Do you know what you did last month? Of the month of March? I heard it was like 40-something
Yeah,
thousand.
something like that. Yeah.
So just in 2 months, you've already built what's projected to be at least a $600,000 a year shop.
Pretty awesome.
You just got here. You know what I'm saying? So everything builds on itself. So imagine where you'd be in another 2 months. Very cool. Shelby?
My name is Shelby Walters. I'm a new agent. I started in November. I've been out on the field for probably about 4 weeks. My top week was 10,000. Something I really want to learn is get better at understanding different products like mortgage protection. So really adjusting my presentation for going from like final expense to mortgage protection and how to cater that to the client. So.
Okay, my bad. I'm Jason McLeod. I've been with AFOX for about 2 to 3 months now. I am actually on the telesales, the call center side. So I am actually here to be taking the infamous field presentation where everybody's closing at a high ratio to now transition that to over the phone with working in people in over 30 states. So that's my goal here.
My name's John. I'm actually brand new to the industry. Just learning right now. I was invited by Shelby, so I'm really excited hearing all these crazy, awesome success stories. And my past industry was the car industry, so I got a sales background, but looking to learn new things.
Would you be okay, Shelby? I'll make it up to you. I'm joking, but make pretend I'm serious. If we put John on the mic with Tom, just I'm just joking. Right? That's why I had to say it was joking because if that was serious, like Adam, I'm about to step outside. I don't want that.
Army of just big.
Yes. Yes. Awesome.
All right, I'm Chris Patterson.
Hold on, do your IG model, Instagram model. Put your foot on the chair.
He's got to walk. He's got to be walking, man. He's got to be walking. All right, it's your boy CP Infinity. No.
Yeah, tell him.
So pretty much, I'm a $5,000 to $15,000 a week producer. But my biggest goal right now for 2019 is really stepping up the field within the next few months to start training agents.